Welcome to I Heart Geek. And welcome to another episode of I Heart Geek. Hey, we have a new face on the board today. We're talking Book of Boba Fett, episode 3. So yeah. I'm going to do the introduction. I'm going to let Tyler do the introduction of our new guy. I'm Dub. I'm here with Skeeter and Tyler. Tyler, tell us about this new awesome face we have on here today.
This new guy, he's right there on my screen. I don't know, maybe he's
he's underneath on the main screen.
Yeah, right there.
He's right below you.
Yes, this would be Kevin, a fella I've known for a good long time. And when we're off air, if there's anything I need to rave about or get an opinion on, Marvel, pop culture, Star Wars, you name it, or need to learn something, this is the fella I go to. So
it sounds like we got a new wealth of knowledge on the show. Welcome, Kevin. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm privileged to be here. I've been listening to you guys for a long time now, so I'm pretty happy right now.
Well, thank you for joining us. We met a little bit last week, and I just thought you'd be a great addition to the show. And so, well, let's jump right into it. We're talking episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
There are people that didn't like this. No,
right.
I don't understand. The biggest complaint I'm hearing, and I'd like to get you guys' thoughts on this just right out the get-go. The biggest complaint I'm getting is Boba Fett is weak, and he's not just like the bad dude that's always been in my brain. He's not the Danny Trujillo of the Star Wars universe.
I went over that last week.
Yeah, with the older thing, I don't understand why people are still griping about that.
Bro's been through a lot, man. I mean, come on. They're taking that makes him, I don't want to say more human, but because,
he's a clone. Yeah.
But, that. But, he's got a weakness where he's got to heal every once in a while, go into his little chamber, keep him spry, I mean, dude's been through a lot. He's up there in age. Come on, give him a break. But he still keeps going because he's Boba freaking Fett,
So, Kevin, what's your thoughts on the Boba Fett's weak, so I'm not going to like the show?
Well, that's the part of all the flashbacks, because all these flashbacks are showing the legendary Boba Fett, and he is, at this point, he is a legend, and he's an old man. And I appreciate it. He has more of Achilles heel. Yeah. So he's not just like Superman just killing everybody. He is Boba Fett, but he's old. Which I love.
The Clint Eastwood of the Star Wars universe now.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
I said he's the Clint Eastwood of the Star Wars universe at this point. I think he's just an old guy that he commands respect. He walks in and he commands respect. He may not be able to take everyone out, but he does.
Maybe not in this episode.
Well, there's some issues.
He was told flat out.
Nobody respects you.
Well, let's start out with the first guest appearance we see in this, which was Stephen Root, who is where's my stapler? I want my red stapler. Yeah. And he's also Bill from
Dodgeball.
Yeah, he's in Dodgeball. I'm thinking of King of the Hill. Yep. He's Bill.
Oh, Bill.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Last
Bill
person I expected to see.
Tell you what, I think that we're going to see a lot of this character, and I think this guy makes such a good weasel.
Uh-huh.
So I think we're going to see more of him. And I like how they really brought in the negotiation of Boba Fett. They both had to give up a little something. But it's setting up so that we have a Godfather type feel. We're going more mafia because we have 3 families, I believe, or 4 families.
3
families.
Well, there's 3 districts.
Yeah, there's 3 districts, and that's going to be and that's. He's got to be the Weasel Mafia guy. So I think they're definitely setting it apart from Mandalorian at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was my first big surprise. What was everyone's thoughts on how they dealt with the making Boba Fett a politician instead of just, the guy? Let's start with you, Skeeter, on that.
So I guess I don't see him really as the politician side. I do see him as this since he took the throne, which was Jabba's throne, which carries some weight, no pun intended.
Sorry.
So I think that the Godfather piece is solid. Like, that's the role that he's taking, because that's who Jabba was. Like, Jabba was a gangster.
Yeah.
You owe Jabba money. You found a horse head or a bantha head in your bed. I don't, I feel like that's the role he's taking, and his demeanor, pulls that helmet off and he's like, look, this is what you're going to do. Do this or don't, but you're not going to like the outcome.
Yeah.
With the whole watermonger, I feel like, with the payment, he was like, oh, okay.
But, Kevin, let's go into you on this. Do you think that he made an enemy with that decision that he shouldn't have made?
Oh, for sure. And that's gonna play in after the fact. But he also made friends there too. So it's that give and take.
The Vespa guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I want one.
A little bit. Well, what do you think about that, Tyler?
Yeah, I just kind of saw him looking at the working man being screwed over and didn't want to have that around where he's ruling things, where he's running things. The guy was a bit of a greedy businessman. He's not for that. We'll see. This dude, the look on that guy's face as he walked away, he's like, still made some dough here. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see if that guy does turn on him and go align with the other syndicate that's coming in, or if he's going to come back around.
So here's a question: do you think this scene happens without the pandemic happening? And stay with me for a second here.
All right.
They go in. There's no work anywhere. These people want to work, but there's no work, so he can't get paid, and they still want their money. So he basically fixes it all. Says, "Okay, I'm going to give you work. We're going to fix you up right now." Is that kind of the Star Wars answer to the pandemic?
Might have been an inspiration.
Or is that just me connecting stuff?
You thinking too far into it, Dub?
Well, that and
this is lightsabers.
When you see that picture on the side of Mephisto, I'm just kidding.
It's
been a minute since I've made a Mephisto joke.
This is wrong genre. Oh Lord.
Okay, let's talk. The next complaint people had was with the Vespa, the gang of Vespas. I thought it was cool as heck, but the biggest problem I'm hearing online is people that are complaining because they have zippers on their clothing. Why does that make a difference? George Lucas said there's no underwear, there's no zippers in the Star Wars universe. You've never seen another zipper in the universe. I think it's petty, and I think people are being stupid, but I don't know. Am I wrong on that one? Is that just...
Hey, it's all opening new avenues. I mean, zippers. Are we getting Star Wars? Absolutely. This is the most Star Wars that we've gotten since I don't know when.
Since Star Wars.
So literally, who gives a rat's rear end?
Yeah.
If we get zippers,
but these are the things that people are complaining about. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up.
Like,
I'm not complaining about it.
It's Old Town. Like, it's. Did you not notice the look of the speeder? Like, it looked like an old school Cadillac. Like,
with the nine rear view mirrors. That was amazing. Yeah.
I mean, the Vespas. They were Vespas.
They were Vespas.
The Sons of Anarchy mean guys, the 3-piece patch crew, and now we've got the Vespas, whatever they are. I don't know. It just was awesome. Stop. Wow.
Yeah. No. I don't. Go ahead.
This is because there's zippers, but only for them because it fits them. They have the electronics in their eyes. They have just like you said, it's the cool Vespas. This is just their group, so it's like their style, and they're the only ones with zippers, so it makes sense.
It's Total Recall versus I mean, they're bringing in this whole new aspect, which is awesome.
That's what I was thinking. They're showing what the youth would be doing, their style. the youth is going to have their own styles.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff's going to carry over from planet to planet, whether it's a desert wasteland or whether you're on Earth. You know, and I guess that's they shine them up, they make them pretty. It reminded me a lot of the Biff's gang from Back to the Future 2.
Oh yeah, Flea should have been there.
You
I've
know,
been happy. Yeah,
and then they did the slow speed chase, and you know that kind of ended in the same way too when he slammed into the melons, and you know Biff car, you know, that slammed it sideways into the manure. I mean,
the poopy. Yeah.
So you got a little bit of that, but hey, you know, maybe it's a callback, maybe not, but you know, is I enjoy it. I don't know about the colors is what takes me back.
Yeah,
I wish it was a little more like dingy looking and stuff.
Yeah, it was a little bright.
Yeah, a little bright.
It was a lot more like the Phantom Menace when they were flying through, or not Phantom Menace, the second one, whichever one.
Fast and the Furious meets Star Wars. You know,
yeah, it was a little bright, but at the same time, I get it. It was different, and my eye wasn't offended by it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now let's talk the next guest appearance that you guys did. I guarantee y'all missed on his flashback this time. When he goes and sees the syndicate, and you're like, okay, we're negotiating peace. I'm taking the money now. You're not going to pay that other gang. That was Phil LaMarr, who you guys have heard a million times, a big star from Futurama, from Mad TV, from
he was a Lantern.
He's a Lantern. He plays every black guy in animation in DC and Marvel anymore. The UPS guy. That was him playing that.
Oh wow!
So I thought that was a good setup. I also like that they set this up. This is happening basically in time with Mandalorian, because they go in and he walks past all the heads of the stormtroopers.
Yeah,
those were the same heads we saw, because it's the same building that we saw that the Mandalorian walks through 3 weeks from then, I think.
Sure.
Well, I'm looking at with how dirty they are and all that. It has to be around that exact same time. And I thought that was really an interesting way of setting it up, because they're trying to show that, okay, yes, it's the space western, but at the same time it's a gangster movie. So they're trying to separate it here. Yeah. Because they may be in the same place, but they definitely have different aims. And I like that they're doing that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is the Black Kirsten. I believe I'm saying that right. Now,
I was wondering if that's her because they didn't say her name.
Now it's a comic book only character, a gladiator. I don't know if there was any relation with Chewbacca or not.
Oh,
however, what happened with that? The Boba Fett and Kirsten actually fought together in the comic books before this, which kind of explains why neither of them were going for like a kill shot. They were just trying to stop each other. And that's why he let him go, because they had a history together, which I thought was a really nice. I'm not a Star Wars comic guys. I've never liked the Star Wars comics. They're just, I don't like the artwork in them. They've just never been my thing.
So I saw something during research that there was a Christmas episode or Christmas
Life Day
book,
a holiday special. Yes.
Yeah.
That
watch it every
Chewbacca
Christmas.
Was like trying to find out something that, you know, knocked out his team, like that put him to sleep or something. And he ends up partnering with Boba Fett in some way, shape, or form.
With the Mythosaur, yeah.
With the Mythosaur to get this all figured out, which I thought was, you know, kind of apropos to this setup with this whole piece, which I thought was great.
So this is where Disney Plus works well. They give you a lot in the background that you don't need, but they give it to you because if you're rewarded if you paid attention. But if you haven't paid attention, you can still enjoy the main thing on it. And this is what I think Disney Plus has done very well, with a few exceptions, is they give you that thick, juicy steak if you're into it. Otherwise, it's a hamburger. If that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, and I was happy to see that Boba Fett let him go after that whole ordeal.
Yeah. Because they had history, and it was,
you know, and I think he's going to come back around as a strong ally for him.
He's definitely coming back.
I think he's coming back, but I don't know if he's like coming back on the series.
I don't know. We'll see. Because with what's building up potentially against the Pike Syndicate and everything, he's going to need as many warriors as he can. He's going to need backup. I think Black Creston Conchshell. Who know? I don't know how to say his name.
Kirstan.
But I think he's coming back around, and he'll be an ally.
I will not be unhappy to see him come back. I want him to come back, but I think whether we're going to see him in one of the other 7,000 Star Wars shows we're going to get. Because he's just interesting enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. He had something in his eyes. Like, you could just see this. There was a story intense, there that he was just, and he didn't take off any of that, when Boba Fett was like, go, just do your thing. Yeah. He didn't strip down any of that armor. He just said, okay.
And he didn't even look defeated. He's like, okay, job done.
Yep.
And for a split second, before we get to the Rancor, I thought he was going to be the new Rancor. For a split second, I thought they were going to leave him down there.
They dropped him down there, and it's
like they're going to keep him there. Now, when they have somebody that can push the button, you got to go down there and see him.
That was my first thought.
He's a gladiator. I thought that would have been perfect.
And that would have made sense if they didn't do what they did. Okay, so who else lost their ever-loving mind when they saw Baby Rancor?
Oh my god, so much happened during that conversation.
That was
my gosh.
Which is a Dathomir. He's gonna ride a Rancor sometime in the future. Oh my gosh.
Did anybody else get like this? I don't know. I mean, he was petting him. He was doing the whole thing. But did anybody else kind of get this?
Yes.
Because it is Danny Trejo. Like, did anybody else get kind of a dirty feel? Like,
yes,
he'll be back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah, he's the keeper.
I think that he's going to be the quote unquote keeper. But at the same time, there's something going on there.
Yeah.
And this is when I love doing these shows, is when they give us a little something that we can speculate on.
Yep.
Yeah, there's something evil going on there. Yeah.
He was, the twins know him. The twins brought him.
And they'll Trojan horse anybody.
Yeah. But I mean, come on, guys. Danny stinking Trejo.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Awesome.
Well, perfect for Robert Rodriguez to be directing this episode.
But that was really cool. To see Boba Fett's excitement. I mean, he was genuinely excited. He's like, look at this thing, and he's touching him, he's tickling him, he's loving on it. And he's like, I'm gonna ride a Rancor. This is gonna happen. I'm doing this. That was awesome.
So I want to do my speculations if you guys have any theories. Now, he said that the Rancor will imprint on whoever it sees first. Right? And then they have this big show that he pulls off the blinders and he sees Boba. I don't think that's the first person he's seen. I think he's already imprinted on Danny Trejo, whoever his character's name is. I don't know if we've come up with that. I think that he's going to let him think that, and then that way he can turn on him anytime he wants. That's just kind of the impression that I got. I don't know if anybody else has any theories on what's going to happen with that. Skeeter, you got any theories on that?
I just think, and I absolutely agree. They imprint on the first person they see. We learned that right off the bat. They made a big enough deal of that to make you remember it.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's said twice.
Right. So he's the keeper. Like, so obviously, and I mean, they titled him the Rancor Keeper. So obviously there's got to be a point, because he's seen him. He didn't freaking snap on him after he walked out. So the first person that he's seen or been around is obviously the keeper.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a bit of control there. Why he didn't react to Boba Fett after he took the blinders off?
But did he not? He let him touch him.
Yeah.
Didn't snap at him.
Mm-mm.
So there was that whole thing he says, like, don't worry, he'll come back. Like, okay, so that could be either don't worry, your daddy's coming back, or don't worry, you're going to have your chance to eat him.
Like, yeah.
That's where my speculation is. Like, there's some dirty business going on right now.
Maybe.
And we may get a toothpick. No, the bone in the jaw.
Now, let's be honest. I want to see him and Boba Fett to have like the ultimate dog man experience ever. Yeah. That's my optimist wants that. The pessimist wants to see it all go to crap. So I don't know. I'll be happy either way. But I think those are really the only two options we have, unless anybody else got any ideas on it.
I'm being optimistic. I fully agree that what you're saying is very possible, and I can see it. I'm being optimistic because Trejo's character came off pretty friendly, and yes, he could be double agent, he could be super, good at what he's doing. I just want to be optimistic about it because I want them to have a cool little bromance going. Boba and Danny Trejo's character, they're bonding and Machete. And, Boba getting his own Rancor and getting to use him as he sees fit. He's got to ride through town instead of being carried by a bunch of slaves. He's got to ride through town on a Rancor at some point, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. I didn't get that vibe when he's like, "Oh, he'll be back." I felt that was more of a, don't worry, your new master will be back. So I'm just going to be optimistic towards that.
Well, Trejo definitely, anything that he plays, you can take two ways. Anytime he's ever said anything on film, it's like it could be evil or it could be good. So I feel like he doesn't want the director to tell him what it's going to be at the end, so that he can just kind of play it both ways.
Right.
Everything he's ever done is kind of that way, which is an interesting take to have.
There was a lot in this whole thing, though.
Oh my gosh,
that whole interaction.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Did the Hutts leave?
I think they left in part. So it's like, hey, we're going to leave this here. You guys all battle amongst yourselves, and
we're going to come in and swoop up the scraps.
Exactly, because they're Hutts. They know the game.
Yeah, they don't want to fight because it's expensive to buy new clones.
Mm-hmm.
They look at the business side of it, so they're going to let everyone else fight out that because they're smart. Jabba would have done the same thing. He never sent anybody out. He sent out a bounty hunter to go get his prize. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a lot there. So is there anything else we're missing on this episode that we need to hit before? Are we done with the Tuskens?
I don't think you're done.
I don't think they're done. I think that tribe is done. And that was pretty sad, but I kind of see a building up process of this entire planet of Tatooine is going to go against the next syndicate. All the 3 districts, I kind of foresee that happening.
Do you see Tatooine turning into a water planet? Because they said it. No,
they said it twice.
They said it twice. It was once covered in water. And how else are they growing all of those cocoa berries or whatever they're called that they crack open and are able to drink water out of? That's only if the water's still underneath the surface. Yeah, they made mention of it, and then they also mentioned, when Boba was growing up and grew up on the water planet.
Wouldn't that be wild if that's what unites everything? If Boba figures out not necessarily how to make it a whole water, but how to have access to water on the regular basis, and that's what.
And then he gives it back to the Tuskens. They become a superpower.
It's pretty wild. That'd be awesome.
This is fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be something.
Nobody thought of that, did they?
The whole business transaction at the beginning of this with the water broker and
they've been mentioning water so much.
Yeah.
They said the Tuskens were from the water. That Boba lived on a water planet, and then it used to be water. Like, that's pretty huge now.
And part of why you never see their faces and why they're all covered up and they have a oxygen or something right over their mouth so they can breathe. Maybe it's because they're fish people.
It would make sense because they're from the water.
Would do it.
Yeah.
They broke away from the Pike Syndicate early on.
Yeah.
Somebody separated from the Pike Syndicate because they look like water people. They look like
This is all hot off the press. I didn't even think about a lot of this before we started.
Have we ever seen the Tuskens, like even in comic books and stuff? No, okay.
No, they've never. And I think we're gonna see them.
Did they show the female that trained him when they showed all the dead Tuskens over there and everything?
They didn't show her.
They showed the leader. Did they show her?
That she died?
Yeah.
No, but I don't know.
I'm just thinking that maybe they left somebody out in current time. Somebody's gonna pop up.
Everybody said that they look just like it looks like they just burned the whole village. I didn't think it did. Mm-hmm. I thought it was definitely a Luke Skywalker moment when he goes and sees Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and everything's burned, and it was an homage to that. So he had his Luke Skywalker moment, but we don't know that they're all gone.
Yeah, it was a hard scene too. I was very disappointed. You know, I was the same people growing on me, man. I was digging them, and I saw that. I'm like, oh God, no.
We don't call them sand people anymore.
Whoa.
Tyler would like to apologize for calling them sand people. That's
any sand people that were offended by this.
You can direct your donkey calls at me via Facebook, Instagram, whatever. No, I was digging them though, and I was real sad to see them go. But like you said, it was a nice little homage too. I think it was a little bit much. They didn't need to do that. You know, it's okay. We get it.
It was kind of overkill.
Boba, lost these people. And I'm mad.
Or was it the angry, Pikes that did it, or the bikers?
The symbol of the bikers was on one of the.
No matter what, it was the Pikes that paid for it.
But yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Yeah, so the Pikes paid for it. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
I think due to the whole train thing.
I want to put out my theory, and it's not even wild, but we're going to see a 3-way war by the end of this series.
I can see that.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and that way it can definitely work into another season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and because I feel like Boba's gonna pull in. He's gonna find that because there was a kid. I mean, that kid may have seen his family killed and is like, wants to do his whole thing and get revenge.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like is going to happen. He's going to find them somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to see that by the end. And controversial statement of the week, I would, if I had a choice between will you make more Boba Fett or will you make more Mandalorian, I'm taking Boba Fett any day of the week.
Yep, Boba Fett.
Amen.
I like these better than Mandalorian.
I'm with that.
I don't know if Tyler, are you starting to soften to that now, Tyler?
I want both.
That's fair.
I'm not leaning one way or the other. I want both.
The climactic ending of Mandalorian with Luke taking the baby. Do. I'm sorry. That's it. That's all you need.
They told the story.
Oh, yeah. If they left it there, yeah.
I don't want to see Mando.
There wasn't a Charlotte's Web Part 2.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that went dark. No, I don't want to see Mando without the child. I don't think Mando will be good without the child, without Grogu. I think that Boba Fett stands on its own. I think that's and I'm not trying to do a divide and conquer on this, but I really feel like this is just so much richer of a show. It's just so good.
It's Star Wars. This is Star Wars. We've been waiting.
And Mandalorian was too. Mandalorian was. But this is
I mean, I feel like I loved Mandalorian, but man, I was really falling out of love with Star Wars. I wasn't really even excited about this show because I didn't know what we were going to see. But like, it's so good. Like this is.
I think honestly, by the time we get the next Star Wars thing that's coming, I think The Mandalorian is going to unfortunately ride off into the sunset, and people will want more Boba Fett and obviously the old man.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. I'm okay with it.
Yep.
Okay, so anything last thing I'm going to ask, then we'll do our weekly grades. What do you want to see next week? I'll be honest with you right now. Blank slate. I'm trying to watch this show not caring because I'm enjoying it so much. But I'd like to hear, what do you guys want to see next week? Let's start with Skeeter.
I'm right there with you, dude. I'm kind of keeping this blank slate because this week brought too many angles. I think that we have 5 more episodes.
It's a 10 total.
Oh, so it is a 10 total. Cool. So we have 7 more episodes.
10 total
to create a 3-way battle.
War, yeah.
So however this is going to get built up, I'm excited for totally. Yeah. So I'm weighted with bated breath, but I'm loving it. I love Star Wars in this.
And we ain't going to have no fillers.
Nope.
Kevin, what about you?
I want to start visiting those other districts. Since last episode, when they mentioned the 3 distinct districts, where maybe next 2 episodes, now he's starting to actually broker deals with them as they start laying the chess pieces for this coming war.
Very good. Yeah. Tyler?
I can't wait to see the Mandalorian show up. That's gonna be
without Grogu, so he gets booed.
Yeah, right? No. Honestly, like you guys, I want to sit back and see where everything is going to take us. All the different angles they have shown us. One thing I do enjoy her little air of mystery, but I still want to see a little more on Fennec. Yeah, because I really enjoy her.
She's kind of forgotten
great
about.
Character. Yeah, a little bit. And that thing in the butt of her rifle, man. Good lord, that's lethal. She's, but I want to know a little bit about her history. Maybe if they could just focus on that in another show, that'd be fine with me too. Yeah. Because her little air of mystery, like she's just a badass that stands next to him, is kind of cool. But she's too involved to not know more about her.
Yeah.
Did I hear? Sorry to interrupt you, Tyler. Did I hear Pedro Pascal's voice though as one of the characters early on?
I think
the mayor isn't the mayor's voice. I don't remember. I heard it. I don't remember beginning,
but I will try. I'll be researching that this week, and I'll either say Skeeter, you were wrong or not. Yeah.
Yeah. If the mayor's little secretary guy there could also take a blaster, that'd be fine too.
Yeah.
Because
I am done.
That guy gets on my nerves.
Well, no, I want. Yeah, he can take it and then make Stephen Root the new guy because he can be just as much of a weasel without wanting to physically strangle him. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And okay, I will say one thing I would like to see. I want to see a little more build up of the Vespa boys.
I like the Vespa boys.
Not all boys.
I think it could be. I want to see a Star Wars Sons of Anarchy with the Vespa kids. I really feel like if you give them enough, they could probably hold their own miniseries.
Maybe.
I really do. I think there's something there.
Learn a little bit about when the whole attaching android parts to your body came about. And
the eyeball guy,
that. Well, she had like a mechanical arm and leg or something. I mean, it was pretty wild.
Okay, so let's talk our grades for this week, and we'll get out of here. Tyler, what is your grade for this episode?
This episode, yeah, man, I'm gonna give it an A. Not an A plus. I think that where I wanted to see a little bit of improvement or a little more story here and there, I'm starting to see it. So it's definitely improved. The show's growing on me a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give it an
A. Kevin.
Yeah, A. I mean, this show is single-handedly making me look at Star Wars lore again. It's. I said I hated the last trilogy. I hated a lot of stuff. That things were going on where they're just shoehorning romance angles in there, and this is Star Wars, man. I love it. So A, me all the way.
Nice. Skeeter?
I'm going to go B plus because it's got room to grow.
Yep.
Amen.
Definitely has some story to tell, which I'm sorry, but freaking Favreau, thank you so much.
No kidding.
Oh, Favreau,
being a fan and writing from a fan's heart, I freaking love it. So I'm going B plus. just because by the end of this thing, I know the A is not going to be enough. So
I'm with Skeeter. I'm giving it a B+ because I don't give A's unless if it stays as good and at the last episode of the season and it stayed this good, yes, we're gonna have an A. But I give it the top mark of a B+ because I love this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think I've given an A+ to anything. I've given A's, but only at the end of the season. So we'll wait for my really good grade. But it's a solid B+. Check out the website, www.iheartgeekshow.com. Use the we paid extra for it. Go to the Facebook, talk to us. We do talk back. Kevin's even on there. Go to the Twitter, go to the Instagram, do all the stuff. Go buy a shirt from the website. That's what you should do. And until next time, I'm Dub. I'm here with Tyler. I'm here with Skeeter. I'm here with Kevin. Keep on geeking on, guys. We'll see you next week.
You have been listening to the latest episode of the iHeart Geek Show. Make sure you visit our website at www.iheartgeekshow.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you check us out on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep on geeking on to all of you geek rock stars.